Welcome to today's collective reading. We'll open with a bit of sound vibration to cleanse and align us. This particular sound is for the third eye. And I'll cleanse and clear with the kyanite and the selenite to align the energies and elevate them, that only the messages of the highest and greatest good may come through for the collective tuning in. So, what does my collective need to know today? What is weighing on the collective's minds? What is their subconscious working on, possibly trying to get through to them? They're possibly a bit distracted and you need a little help to highlight. So, what does divine and their spirit guides have coming through? Number 9, the keeper of silence. What to speak to, what not to speak to. Also an inside joke or knowledge, or there's a stubbornness in the secrecy, a stubbornness in it. She's looking at someone. So it's like, it definitely is like the two of you, or you and someone else, or you and some other energy know what's going on. And you're kind of like, hee 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 hee. Okay, so this is what we have going on in the mind aspect. All right, so we have a clarifier for the receptive guidance coming through for the higher self here. From the higher self. Ooh, for the higher self. Interesting. You must be connected to all of you. Or at least your higher self. Being your future self. Maybe eavesdropping on this particular one. Like all of you is at the table. Interesting. The 3 of Wands. In this particular deck, yes, you know that the direction, the dream, the concept of where you're going, but you're not what you're manifesting, but you're not feeling in all the details. You may know quite a bit of possible details that you would enjoy or prefer or like. However, you're respecting that there's 2 other energies present here. Manifesting 2 other wands, 2 other creators. Be it, ooh, interesting, okay. Be it Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Maiden, Mother, Crone, your inner masculine or assertive energy, your inner feminine or receptive energy, and the divine present within both. However you feel most comfortable relating to that, this speaks to the Trinity. And you're respecting of the other 2 creators in that. And there's an entrance here to experience that manifestation and be surprised what the other 2 aspects have waiting for you in there. It's an illumination. You'll discover more of yourself, truly, on the other side. Everything that's there is designed for you to unfold and know yourself deeper. The challenge here is the 4 of Spheres inverted and the Death card in the upright. Checkers, strategy, seeing that light off in the distance. I'm reading this first because it is major arcana. This is part of the contract. And the 4 of Spheres is holding on to what you have. It's like the clinging to one sphere so desperately that you don't recognize or realize that if you were to let this sphere go and invest it, you would end up with 10 instead of the one you're clinging to. To allow this clinging to this one pentacle to die, in other words, to transform how you feel around this clinging to, so that you can receive the 10. Yes, there's going to be a journey from where you are to where you're going. The challenge is to be receptive to that, to invest what you have, to get yourself on the playing field. You may be that pinnacle, to get yourself in the game, to walk through here, to be, the challenge is to show up at that threshold and walk through it. Oh wait, yes, deeper level, got it. Okay. All right, we have another layer down for the collective, for the mind space, the thoughts, the subconscious, for the more receptive energies within themselves, the more feminine archetype, which, ooh, okay, so you have the King of Wands and the Upright. What are you assertively manifesting? There could be a masculine, fiery energy manifesting in one of these directions with you, one of these wands. And their lion, their inner lion, their ego is backing. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so it kind of tumbled a bit, which tells me the Hermit is in a state of change. To be receptive to coming out of hermit mode, or to allow yourself to have a little more time in that, to be receptive to your needs. There we go. Because you've developed self-coping, self-healing skills, habits, what have you, while you've been in hermit mode. And you're meant to bring those with you, or you wouldn't have been placed in hermit mode. I think there's going to be one more here. Partially because it's a Three of Wands I'm getting. All right, yep. Yeah, it's time to let yourself out of that space, but know that even though you're unlocking this door and you're opening it and you're moving out into the world, you're sharing yourself with the world. You learned ways of coping in the hermit state that you were meant to be able to retreat to. You were meant to use while you're sharing yourself with the world to help yourself stay balanced. Yes, you learned how to discern between reality and illusion. You basically freed yourself from the matrix, this concept that you must follow along with all the masses. You chose to know the truth, knowing that it would change everything for you. Now you have that wisdom, you have that awareness, and it's time to allow yourself to meet and find others like you that chose to be aware, that chose to wake up to the truth of things. And you do have an energy that is really wanting to help you have all of that fire within you, because you going through this process has allowed their inner lion, their inner king, like, I'm kidding, the Lion King. Oh, Simba. Yeah, Simba. Their inner Simba to be like, yep, this is my Nala. Yep. All right, you go get her, buddy. Kind of a deal. Like, this is the direction we want to go. You've learned what you needed to in solitude to be able to take care of yourself when you're sharing with the world to come back to. This has been co-created. This has been something that has been very supported by, yeah, for some of the collective, it is legitimately going to be an assertive masculine energy outside of yourself. Be them actually male or female does not matter. This is about energy. Now, it can be that your assertive nature has had enough of this hermit mode, feels that you've learned enough, and you want to rejoin the world, but you don't want to, you're having a hesitation in rejoining the world because you've learned ways of coping with the challenges that will come with moving into the world. So you want to retreat back to them as you need to. Right. Do we have deeper insights here for the collective for the challenge, the assertive energy being highlighted by their higher self with the desire to, you know, keep your cards close to your chest? Okay, so you know who your Nine of Cups is, what your Nine of Cups is. And it's not over. It is not over. You let go of this clinging to once was, or the only abundance that's shielding you right now, like not investing, not getting yourself in the game. You know who your Nine of Cups is. You know it's not over. And if not, you know now. Well, look at that. That was not, that was meant to be. We have the Six of Wands. Yeah, yet again, another thing of it's not dead, it's not done, it's not over. This is what others thought around you was done and over, is not. You can still get yourself in this game and have the individual, the person, the receptive energy that completes this Nine of Cups present. You can still do that victory walk, or, well, yeah, walk. The horse could walk. The victory lap. There we go. Ha. All right, so this is what's on your mind. So I'm going to clear these up a little bit because like the table gets a little clogged here. Okay. And we'll move into what's sitting on your guys's, your heart space. Let's go on with the heart space here. You know, I think we're going to actually just put these back into and straight up clear everything. Okay, I like that better. Okay then, so this is for the heart space. So we have sisterhood or reciprocity and divine masculine. Okay, so this is 7 and 3 makes 10. It's like completion. Okay. With that invitation in the mind of, you know, kind of coming out of the Five of Wands energy. It's joining that group, yes, but it's also pairing with the divine masculine aspect, the assertive energy, your inner self-talk, your inner critic, right? You know when it has a tone or an energy that is more paired with a masculine's voice, be it, you know, something that a male in your life was consistently kind of critical of you for, or the men just in general, possibly your peers. So at times it could have been the boys. When that voice comes through, you can change, you can alter, you can nurture, just like you have with your subconscious, how that voice actually speaks to you, what you allow it to speak to you. So, are you allowing your inner masculine critical voice to be more toxic, or are you allowing it to be more positive and supportive? And as you move through this process, it's the taking that leap of faith of trusting that not only are you capable of doing this, because you are, it is how our minds are wired. Very, very old science is present within working with the subconscious, such as, you know, Stoicism as well as Buddhist philosophy, which a lot of modern psychology is built upon. The core is built upon Buddhist and Stoic philosophy, with like talk therapy and whatnot. So you can work with your subconscious, which means that you can work with how you allow your inner critic to speak to you, to influence you. The feelings, the thoughts, emotions that come through, you can alchemize this, transmute it. That leap of faith is that you'll find your way to the light, that your instincts will lead you true with this beautiful white wolf that, I mean, this man is trusting that this wolf is aware of things because of instinct, honed senses, and awareness of the environment that he does not have. He is trusting that through this storm of thoughts, emotions, feelings, possible instincts of fight or flight, that this wolf will lead him through this storm to the other side. Because you have an Ace of Cups here. You have a lot of love to give and a lot of love to receive and share. Your voice is needed. Interesting that voice specifically came out there. Okay. Very interesting. So what do we have for the layered down here for the receptive energy? What do we have here for the layered down? Speaking to that inner critic, the masculine, how your inner masculine speaks to you. Your assertive aspect of your inner dialogue speaks to you. Shadow work, the moon, and Eight of Swords. Yep, freeing yourself from these thoughts and these emotions that are triggered from the toxic, assertive inner talk. Allowing more purified, balanced, receptive balance to kind of temper this possibly toxic way of speaking to yourself from an assertive perspective. Bridging that gap between these two polarities within yourself, balance. This is something that you are moving in faith with, possibly something that you have actually achieved. Okay, because you have learned what you needed to in hermit mode. Yeah. So we have 18, 8, and 9. So 9, 9, 8, 9. 18, 26, and 8. Okay. So we have 2 9s and it breaks down to an 8. So 9, 9, and 8, 8. If you're into numerology, that can definitely have a synchronicity for you. That this is mirrored. You've mastered the 8s and you've mastered the 9s. Now it's time for the 10 in the emotional space. Beautiful. Okay. So what is the challenge for the emotional space here? What is the challenge? Fool and the Ace of Cups. Okay. Every emotion and feeling and thought that you have is guidance. If it feels off, you're invited to, you're supported in transmuting that and saying, I am not going to be okay with this. So this needs to change and I'm going to alchemize it so it does change. All right. So we have the Four of Wands. Oh, look at that stairway and the Page of Cups. This, I definitely feel very connected to like masculine, balanced masculine energy that has been ascending, going through the shadow work to make an offer. When I get the synchronicities, in particular, at least the keywords for you guys here, just because sometimes this deck surprises me, and I like that. I like that. I like learning and being challenged. Ooh. This is actually what I mean by learning and being challenged. In the upright, the Four of Wands is talking about celebration and socializing. Okay, so embracing your inner masculine energy, your inner assertive self-talk allows you to not just be, self-loving, but to be loving and supportive and positively enjoying interaction with assertive masculine energy outside of yourself. This implies that the challenge is to accept this. Not that it's a challenge because you're not there yet. No, the challenge is to accept this in your emotional space, that you have found this balance. You know the difference between a positive, assertive, masculine voice within yourself as well as outside of yourself. And it's time to celebrate that, because knowing this allows the Page of Cups to offer you the Ace of Cups, because you've been a fool and you've followed the light. You get to celebrate. That's so fun. I really enjoy that. All right, so let's do the cups here. Just want to make sure we get that page for you. Imagination and charisma. So this kind of sounds like a bit of a party setting, honestly. Celebrate, have fun, embrace the charisma of the assertive masculine inner voice, and enjoy that in the masculine assertive energy outside of yourself. Ah, such good feel. Okay, so what's the layer down here for the collective? We have like one more layer down here for the emotional space guidance for the collective for today. Oh, interesting. Oh, we had the Empress fall out. Okay. The Empress wanted to come out to hang out. Okay. Oh, I didn't quite want to do that, but either way. I don't want to bump the table and all of that. So, the Empress. Okay. Divine Masculine and the Empress. So this is basically the Emperor. Okay. Do you have any more here? Ooh, the inverted Four of Swords. And the World. Let's go for one more here. Six of Swords. Inverted. So because she fell out, she's overarching this. Okay. The forms in the pictures I'll speak to in terms of, you know, feminine, masculine, but it's more about receptive, assertive versus male, female. So the Empress is, she's got all the armor, she's got all the abundance, she's got the wand, she's got the shield, she's got the rabbit there, the new beginning, Easter, right? You know, around this time that we're doing this reading, it's, you know, Easter is coming up right now. We have, you know, they have stuff in the stores for Easter coming about. The new beginning. Possibly a second coming of something, you know, the resurrection and whatnot. Which is poignant because we had the Ten of Swords in the thought space and the subconscious. And that was definitely not over. Yeah, and the Six of Wands in the upright. So this abundant aspect, this receptive, feminine, abundant aspect, is no longer in a state of healing. They have upgraded from just wands to swords to all the way to Empress. They have, you know, the cup as well as the pentacle here. And the crown, they have, they're in union within themselves, which brings in so much abundance. So much abundance. That beautiful golden throne. And let's see here. There's 12 stars. So yeah, they own their connection to themselves. There's the ending of a cycle in that, the beginning of a new with the Fool. To the World, we have an assertive aspect being highlighted. They're aware of this connection to their inner masculine, their inner assertive energy. And this can definitely be tied to a specific masculine or assertive energy in the Empress's environment, definitely. But You mean the world to them. You, if you are identifying as this Empress, you mean the world to them. If, however, you identify this Empress as someone outside of you, they know this. They know that you have pulled from so many different layers of yourself, from ancestors to Gaia, to power animals, to guardians, guides, ancestors, angels. You have done everything you can to bring this world into being. They know that they matter to you. And inverted, you know that you matter to them. The Six of Swords in the inverted, I would like a couple clarifiers on that, because that implies that you're not in calmer waters. I'd like to think that it means that you're moving towards this, that you're needing to flip this, you're needing to act towards this. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands upright. So it's like a charade of distraction. A charade. It's entertaining and distracting. But is everything does it all appear as it seems? With the, you know, the keeper of silence and the thoughts and the subconscious, is it all as it actually seems? To others, it may look like it's not a new beginning, that you haven't moved to calmer waters, but is that the truth? It was implied there could be a perception of being betrayed in the thoughts and the mind earlier. Okay. So we have the Three of Wands inverted and the Knight of Cups inverted. Yeah. So however this specifically resonates for you, but I do get the impression that this is kind of where things are clouded. This is where you know what's going on. And you're invited to not speak to that, to not share on it with necessarily other individuals that, how do I want to put this? This is between you and this energy, this individual, this new beginning outside of yourself. This is something that's between you and them and the divine. And you're going to be helped along with this, definitely, but these cards can be inverted, or they can remain as they are. But only you and this other energy knows the truth of this. And it could very well be that neither one of you knows the truth of it, but the divine does. Oh, I love it when divine is just kind of like cheeky about things. It's like, I know what you don't know. It just came through. It's kind of playful, right? All right, so let's see what we have going on in the physical for you guys. Let's see what we got going on there. And then we'll just kind of tie it all together with like an overview for the guidance. All right, so what does my collective need to know about their 3D physical? What guidance does the divine and their spirit team, their guardians and their guides have coming through? All right, so in the physical, you have number 14, Lady of Perpetual Rebirth. First thing that hits me is, this is not necessarily a lit lantern, but it is a lantern, and what's inside is the skull of a raven. So there may be a synchronicity with Norse spirituality, tradition, symbolism, because the raven is communication with the other side, with the gods, with guidance. You are listening. You are tapped in. You have that on lockdown. And the moth over the face, there's just like all these little moths around her too. You've in the physical, you are beginning to really see how much you are constantly transmuting what would be dead ends or the endings, or it could literally be that you have had all of this negative energy coming at you, hoping to stop you from mastering this and successfully, keeping you from rebirthing this new beginning, keep you from being reborn. that you've basically mastered this. So much of it has come at you that the divine did what was necessary with you and you know, with the other energies around you to make it so that this actually makes you stronger. This actually gives proof, an example, an awareness for those around you, just how powerful the presence of following light is. I'm definitely getting that you guys have had some very negative energies that have wanted to literally unalive you. Not necessarily are they going to be individuals that are where they're doing this in the physical reality. It could be other timelines. It could be negative energies on the other side. Almost like, you know, one team versus the other team. But in doing this and providing this challenge for you, all of you, you're in union with yourself. You are tapped in. You are listening to that guidance, regardless of what it may appear to be. You are fully tapped into that. You are in trust with that. The lantern is the hermit energy, the way shower, kind of a, you bring the light and the others come to you to help, you know, illuminate the path before them so they're not hurt or they don't stumble. You have some answers on how to do this, on how to move through this safely. Even these energies that have sent these things to you, they're learning, they're being inspired through the fact that you're still here. You're still alive. You're still doing this. Wow, okay. So instead of being like, you know, I can't believe I've never been mean or cruel or I don't karmically deserve this. Like, why? Because that's a valid part of you to feel that. Instead of sitting there with that, it's like it's not about you as a person. It's about that energy is very dark energy. It is it's like team 1 versus team 2. It's team 2 wanting to take out team 1. It's about the divine. It's not about you. This battle is really not about you. It's about this energy's beef with the divine. Okay. So what do we have for some clarifiers? The Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Wands is you have connected to your inner divine. You have connected validation of being in union with all of yourself. This is your higher self. This is the raven, the light within that lantern. And the King of Pentacles, you're assertively abundant within this, and you're looking for, you know, another energy, a receptive energy. Your willingness. You're receptive to a partner in this. You probably already have a concept of a partner in this, being that you're having this reading, and what's coming through is you do have someone that you're looking to create with in the physical manifestation you're working on. Okay. Yet again, very much light way showing, and this is highlighting the solar plexus chakra. Okay, let's go a layer down here. Another layer down deeper for some more synchronicities and clarifiers. Okay. All right, your dark horse has arrived, and you've been playing with fire. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So you're receptive to your dark horse coming in, and you've been having fun with what you've been creating, even though, you know, it's not necessarily a thing where it's harvest time. It's harvest time. What you're harvesting may be a bit of a shock, maybe a bit of a surprise, because it's been unseen. And saying that, the card just flew way over here awkwardly. Oh, come here. Oh boy. Oh, it's the Ace of Wands. And we'll just say she's in the upright, because that's how I grabbed it. Your intuition is on fire. You receive so much downloads. And it's not necessarily been the most pleasant experience at times, but you're aware of this. You know that this is part of the process to integrate these parts of yourself. You've had to open deep, emotional, old wounds that have been very triggering. And because you have moved through that process and alchemized them, it's harvest time. And Dark Horse, literally, it just means that, yet again, another synchronicity with earlier in the reading, which I believe was the first part, where your mind was at, where your thoughts were at. Nobody expected this to be successful. These Ma's thought that they would take you out. And they didn't. They did not take you out. They did not. They're shocked that you're still here. You've moved through these hurts, these wounds. And then with the support of your higher self, the divine within you, and this other energy that you're co-creating with, the balance of the assertive and receptive within yourself, even, your love for yourself, you have been able to take all of these pieces of yourself and alchemize them, heal them, transform them, and take the pearls of wisdom within them, so that you have been made into this beautiful, delicate, amazingly strong, deceptively strong diamond. This has not been necessarily the funnest experience, but it is pressure. And you have consistently, on the other side of going through this pressure, moving into the emotion, have cultivated an abundance, a harvest. You have so much coming in for you because you have trusted the divine to guide you through this. I'm not saying that at times you weren't like, what the is going on here? I am not cool with this. I'm not saying that you have not been human in this, but you haven't hidden that humanness from yourself or the divine. You haven't shoved that part of yourself into your shadow where you would have to heal it again. You have heard it. You have sat with it. And you have cried with that part of you. You've been angry with that part of you. You have decided to move into peace, to alchemize it, to move into peace. Yet again, a white parrot. We had the phoenix earlier in I believe it was another reading actually. But the phoenix there was pure white, like a dove. This is basically the divine coming in. Now, parrots may be a power animal or a synchronicity for you. Okay, so we have the Chariot inverted and the Four of Wands in the upright. All right, so this is the challenge or the question. Okay, so let's see what this Chariot is. I know earlier in the reading we had the Four of Wands come through again. The Four of Wands, the foundation. This is definitely about your foundation, your home, your happiness. In the upright, it's the word synchronicities were, around celebrating. The Chariot in the inverted, though, just because this deck does surprise me, I like to read these for you guys. I do, because I'm learning too. I like to be challenged, to stretch myself. We're always evolving, always. Whenever we stop learning, we stop living. And I don't know about you, but I ain't cool with that. I like to keep learning. Everything that I say can be guidance, by the way. Everything that I say. Everything. Okay. So in the reversed, ooh, anger, delay, indecision, and interference. Okay. So you've alchemized the Chariot inverted. And you may still have interference moths that are attracted to you, that are sent your way, negative energies. There can legitimately be spell work being done. They may not know you as a person, but they know you as an energetic presence within the collective consciousness. And they think you're shining too brightly. It intimidates them, right? So they send this stuff to you because they want to take from you what allows you to shine so bright. And if they could benefit from it, they will. But every time they've sent something to you to keep you in this state of not being balanced enough to move forward, you have alchemized it. And you have flipped that upright. You have flipped, like, I literally just paused and like censored myself. I didn't say, you've taken that shit and you flipped it upright. But there is that kind of passion with it. Like, oh, really? Really? You do realize that you're literally challenging the creator of all that is. Like, what do you think? You're what? I don't have to worry. I don't have to give my anxiety or fight or flight energy to this because you're not challenging me as a person. You're challenging the side that I champion. You're challenging love, light, divine, source, Trinity, Allah. You're challenging that power, the creator of all that is. How could you ever think that you could be more powerful than that, right? And because you have that confidence, this Chariot flips upright and you're in a state of celebration. But the concept is like you're still going to encounter energies that come at you like this. But you're going to become less and less aware of them because you're becoming more and more empowered in your ability to do this, to facilitate this correction. Because the actual alchemy, the actual transmutation comes through you via the divine because you trust. You're balanced. You show faith. Because the divine has been doing this. There is a foundation between you and the divine that is solid. Even if it's challenged, I definitely have the feeling that you've challenged this. You've had to challenge this. You've been made. You've been facilitated to be in a state where you would challenge this. Because both you and the divine needed to know how that would play out. It wouldn't be this, well, what if I ever did this? No. You know. The divine knows. Which is part of why the Four of Wands came out upright. You are able to celebrate this in the physical. Because you keep flipping this. Okay? I'm going to leave that inverted because I want you guys to like own that. You flip that. You flip the Chariot. That might be how what the title for this reading will be. You flip the Chariot. You turn the Chariot upright. Because you're balanced. Because, yeah. You flip the Chariot upright, yeah. Okay. I got it. That's the title. Okay. Okay. You're getting like half the combo here. All right. Do we have layered down synchronicities for the collective here for the physical? Oh boy. Keep in mind they can be flipped because you flipped the Chariot, right? So they didn't want you to move into this balancing, healing year where you attain not only the cup, the wand, the sword, and the pentacle, and manifest this within the next year. I'm saying the year because that's literally like the wheel of the year, but I mean, it can be a cycle of 7 years. No, excuse me, or it could be like the rest of your life where you're getting to enjoy learning this and mastering this, but this is physical, this is love, this is manifesting through will, and this is knowing the truth. And the truth sets you free. Okay, and that would be set free from this Five of Pentacles. How you leave yourself out in the cold. Because if you're leaving yourself out in the cold, others are going to leave you out in the cold. You give them no choice because you've already decided you're out in the cold. You know, a more modern term for this could be you ghost yourself. So, of course, the world will reciprocate and ghost you. But yet again, you flip this because you move in trust with the divine. Okay. Because of this, you are able to juggle the Two of Pentacles. You have learned how to keep both pentacles up. You have learned how to keep the infinity loop going. And then the Seven of Swords inverted, which we had the Seven of Swords earlier in the challenge for the thoughts, the pausing to not jump to conclusion. What this tells me is that you have honed that discernment because you don't give to deceptive energy. You only keep what is true. And there's two swords back here. So there are two truths that come to bear that you keep, yours and another's. Yet again, synchronicity and feeling within this reading that this is definitely something that is being mirrored back to you outside of you. And there may be a specific individual that it is around for you. It could be that it's an energy, possibly that of a loved one that has already passed on, but you feel their presence with you. You've mastered this. There's 12 X's on that, on his tunic here. Young. There's an embracing of your inner child. The wisdom of the way that the inner child views the world has been that last piece to fall into place where you get to have the fun within it. Of flipping that. Oh, oh, you want to throw some shade my way kind of a deal? Well, you know, all right, well, I might take a day or, you know, a moment, go to the bathroom, wash my hands, stand in the kitchen, let some water run over my fingers, or take a bath, you know, whatever. Maybe air is more your thing versus water, or walking around outside barefoot and grounding. Okay. In closing, let's have some final guidance and messages from Source, Divine, Gaia, the elements. Oh, I got elemental energy there. Interesting. Okay, we have make time for self-love. Last quarter moon in Libra. New moon in Taurus. Know your worth. Speaks to boundaries. You love yourself, and something kind of takes you out of that peaceful space where you're just loving every moment and you're present in the moment. You're worth not allowing that to take you out of that. So detoxify it, let it go, cleanse it, transmute it. Be like, I don't need this in my space. The moment you have that thought, the divine has a solution, and it begins to immediately become something that's not in your space. You are very much the working hand in hand with the divine. A lot of times that would come through as you are very protected. New moon in Sagittarius. Focus on the positive. The moment you desire it to change, it begins to change. Thus, the protection. You want to be protected from something, thus you begin to be protected from that something. It's like putting in an order. I don't want this. Okay, well, we'll not have that on your plate. Sorry, we'll take that back to the kitchen. Make a note to not give that to you anymore. Not let that particular thing come to your table again. Last quarter moon in Sagittarius, practice gratitude. This is where you give your focus. I know I talked quite a bit in the reading about that inner voice, the assertive inner voice that is either supportive and helpful. Like there's constructive criticism, and then there's just toxic criticism that's meant to literally break you down and take away that confidence in yourself. So focus on the positive that comes in while you begin to, while you have that confidence that whatever criticism comes through that is negative, that does challenge your peace, that you're transmuting it. So all that remains is positive, and continue to give your focus there. Even when you're upset and you're angry and maybe something's happening, like some wound has been triggered on your journey, intuitively or literally in your environment, there's still something to be grateful for. And I know that it's hard, it's challenging, it's possibly even triggering to hear that. But at this point, for those that resonate with the majority of this reading, you're aware that, not everything is always as it seems. And you can fall back on that history with the divine moving through this journey, knowing that, okay, I may not see the whole picture, but what I do know is that the divine has my back, and I can always be grateful for that. Even if I don't understand how it's all going to work out, my relationship with my divine, my source, has been consistently there for me, even when I don't understand, and possibly especially then. So to maybe start a gratitude journal would be really helpful. There's a lot of science that actually backs how much that improves your general happiness. If you have a 5-minute gratitude journal every day, I think it improves the way that you self-evaluate your own happiness within 3 months by 25%. I don't know about you, but a life is 25% happier after 3 months. Well, why not, right? It's 5 minutes a day. It's something about writing it, like you're expressing it. You're creating it in the world in a visual way, which locks it in, is more physically present. You can walk through your day and be grateful for things from breath to breath, heartbeat to heartbeat, and be aware of that. Be speaking it to yourself. But for some reason, it's being really highlighted to have it become something that you can visually see manifested, that you have created it through writing it, through painting it, through crafting it, however you would do that, to have a visual, physical representation of its presence in your environment that you created through you. Okay, and that will be the reading for today. Thank you very much. I'm incredibly grateful for your presence here in co-creating this reading with me. The divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.